Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy GZTV. Obviously, real quickly here before I, start watching the next episode of Sopranos, and before I go to lunch, go to class, do all that. I have a decently busy day, but we are here to shoot some content real quick. I don't know if I'm going to do 2 videos today, by the way. There's nothing to talk about. The NBA is off for the next 3 days, so if you don't get 2 videos a day, for at least today and tomorrow, it is what it is. But obviously, like Wednesday, you'll get a movie review. We watch horror movies. But let's get into this. We have the 43rd episode of The Sopranos. It's the 4th of the 4th season. The Wait. This is obviously a pretty interesting episode. A lot of interesting beefs going on. Someone wants to cry like a baby because, yeah, they're mad about a fat joke, I guess. So let's get into what happens. And yeah, again, as you guys know, I kind of do this all in one blob of a video. I don't really edit that much for Soprano videos because I got other stuff to do, man. So let's get into it. So getting into what happened. So Johnny's consumed with anger about Ralphie's joke about Jenny. This is kind of carrying over from the last episode when Paulie tells him about it. To be fair, Paul definitely snitched pretty badly here and caused some unnecessary tension. Johnny. This leads Johnny to savagely assault a member of Ralphie's crew, whom he encounters at a bar, because he was laughing, not because he was laughing at the fat joke, because he was laughing at his friend and having a good time, I guess. So when Tony confronts him, he blames his temper, but also says he loves his Rubenesque wife. I'm not really sure what that term means. It's kind of interesting. So, on Tony's instructions, Ralphie phones Johnny to try to make peace, but he ends up giving a botched apology. Johnny takes this as an admission of guilt and is further angered. Like, this pisses him off even more. And Mr. Soprano tried to tell him, like, why would you apologize? You're not supposed to apologize. You're supposed to not stand on what you said, apparently. Geez, I can't talk right now. I just woke up like 2 hours ago. Not necessarily like stand on what you said and like, oh, I don't take it back, but try to find an understanding. So Johnny asks Carmine to permit a hit on Ralphie. He refuses. It's over a fat joke. Like, what are we doing here? You don't kill someone over a fat joke. That's dumb. I agree. So there are 2 sit-downs. Johnny walks out of the first because Ralphie is present. He doesn't want Ralphie there for whatever reason, even though this is the guy you're trying to work shit out with. I'm not sure why you walked out. So at the second, Ralphie is not present, but Johnny remains inflexible and insists on retaliation to defend his wife's honor. Like, he doesn't want to just be pushed around. It's like an ego thing, obviously. Like, a lot of people in the mafia kind of have these ego problems, So Carmine turns him down again and tells him to get the fuck over it. Johnny walks out again, obviously being an emotional pansy. Like, I'm definitely not in support of what Johnny, has been doing. But yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. It's weird behavior. I get that you want to defend your wife and you want to be a man and all this stuff, but like, come on, man. But Carmine hints to Tony that Johnny can be killed, and Silvio and Christopher arrange for it to be done in Boston, where Johnny will be visiting his father. Now they got to get rid of him because he's becoming too much of a problem. He's becoming sensitive, trying to ruin relationships. And they know that he's probably still going to try to take a hit out on Ralphie, even without the help of Carmine. He doesn't need the mafia's help to kill someone. He's Johnny. Like, he's a pretty important member of society, I guess. So, let's see. Simultaneously, Johnny arranges for Ralphie to be killed in Miami, where he is staying in a hotel. Tony told him to duck away because of Johnny, which is kind of ironic, because Johnny already knows where he's at. So Johnny leaves New Jersey for Boston, but returns home to retrieve a sweater. He finds Jenny with a stash of junk food and candy. Like, he thought she was trying to get better. She's obviously on like a weight loss program, all this stuff. Initially angry, he reminds her that he never asked her to lose weight, but is deeply hurt that she has lied to him. Like, if you're gonna say, oh, I'm losing weight, you gotta carry out your plans. You gotta do what you say you set out to do, Do what you set out to do, I guess. Again, I can't talk right now. I'm super exhausted. I don't know what's happening. I still have 2 more classes today, too. Like, almost 2 hours worth of lectures and whatnot. But so he calls off the hit at the last moment and tells Tony he will accept Ralphie's apology. So maybe this moment really made him think about things, I guess. So Meadow joins a legal aid organization representing underprivileged clients in the South Bronx. She wants to be a law person instead of a pediatrician. Tony is not pleased that she's drifting away from her plan to be a pediatrician. He knows she's good with kids. He knows this probably would have fit her better. Carmela and Tony argue bitterly about their finances. This has been an ongoing thing, kind of going on in season 4 especially. She and Furio, who comes each morning to pick Tony up, are growing closer, and it's kind of weird. We're kind of getting in a fair situation that we would have saw with like her and the painter last season, I think. I think it was last season where her and the painter were kind of developing feelings for each other, and they had that whole confrontation and all that. So he has bought a house, and she goes to see it with AJ, which is super strange. Like, that's really weird to bring your son there. I don't know if he has any sort of suspicions that something crazy is going on. I don't know why I have a fucking wing on the side of my head like this. I need to get a damn haircut over spring break. This is getting bad. But anyway, at the housewarming party, Carmela and Furio dance together to sensual Italian music. Tony's not opposed to it because obviously Furio's a good guy. But yeah, Tony buys Carmela some flowers and a little black dress from Saks Fifth Avenue. She puts it on, greatly aroused. He takes her to bed. As he lies heavily on top of her, her eyes open, and she imagines that she hears the music to which she and Furio danced, and obviously a rush of guilt takes over. You know? So, yeah, that's the episode. There's a couple of new characters. Joseph Joey Peeps Pepperelli, who's an associate in the Lupertazzi crime family and the driver bodyguard of Johnny Sack. Then you get Brian Camarado, who's Carmela's cousin and the family's financial advisor. So obviously there's a couple interesting characters. I don't know. I mean, this episode isn't anything crazy. I don't think these characters are going to play any sort of important role in the series, but there's that. The relationship between Carmela and Furio, now that she's kind of guilty about it all, I wonder if that's going to continue to develop or not. That'll be an interesting development kind of moving on in the show. I got to figure out this hair situation, good lord. But yeah, no NBA for the next couple of nights. I guess I'm going to be watching college basketball, which I'm not opposed to. There's some pretty solid games on coming up in college basketball. I think Iowa State plays Houston tonight, so I'll probably check that out. But once the NBA is back, we will do recaps as always. I'm not really sure what we're going to do after the NBA season. We might just do like a news segment. Why does my mic have shit on it? I don't know. Sorry if that was a little loud coming through the mic, but damn, my lips are dry as hell. But I'm out. Have a good rest of your day. That's going to do it, man.